Indeed it is. And coming up in December, really cool event, December 20th through the 22nd at the Greater Columbus Convention Center, Holiday Hoopla High School Basketball Festival. This thing, it's a who's who. Every team you want to be, Central Ohio, Northeast Ohio, Dayton area represented, AAU-style tournament. And I think when you put something like this on, you come up with a list of who would be the perfect ambassador. You shoot for the moon and you say, boy, if we get Clark Kellogg, that'd be it. And then all of a sudden he says yes. What a victory. Clark, how are you, sir? It's great talking to you.
Yeah, likewise, Bo. Always good to visit with you, listen to you. And, yeah, you know how much basketball has meant to my life. I don't think I can ever repay the game. So I've benefited greatly with an enhanced life through basketball, continue to be in the game as a broadcaster after playing at every level. So I really value what sports in general and basketball specifically can mean to young people in their total development. One, it gives you a chance to be part of a team, but there's the fun component of it. There's the competition component of it. So I really try to support and love being part of anything that's going to try to help move young people forward in a positive vein, and sports is one of the places where we have seen that have an impact on the people's lives who participate in it.
My friend, you've had a front row seat, your own participation, your kids' participation,
yeah,
and then all of what you've done professionally at just the highest level in the game for all these years. As you think of where basketball is now, is there anything that gives you pause, or are we developing kids the way that we've always developed them? What do you make of the state of the game now?
Well, there is a bit of a change that is uncomfortable and not pleasant in terms of the development. I do think there is a component of better training in terms of the physical development of young athletes. You just have more information, more helpful information around how to develop the athlete holistically even. We've embraced the idea of mental training and mental health as part of the equation and part of holistic development of young and old folks. We've grown in understanding what that can mean related to performance. So I think there's been positives. I do think there's sometimes an overemphasis on being focused on one sport and professionalizing young kids way too early for a lot of different reasons, the desire to try to earn a scholarship, the potential payoff if you're one of the very few that becomes a pro. And I think that has sometimes gotten the cart in front of the horse, if you will. But I do think there are a lot of folks that really are about doing sports the right way as a piece of holistic development for young people. And I continue to land on the positive dimensions of being part of sports participation for young people, and just ask that folks, parents, and coaches would do it with the right motives in mind.
Man, if you can find those are gold
mines.
Right?
They're out there.
They are, though.
They're out there, Bo. I mean, we tend to accentuate and emphasize the negatives in a lot of spaces, but there are folks that are about the right things and doing it the right way, and we never want to lose sight of that because we know the positive impact that can have on the development of young people.
It's just the best. There's no better way to teach teamwork. There's no better way to think about social development and being with peer group that has your back. It's the best. I'm so involved in ours here locally because of that. I loved every part of it.
And I feel it. I feel your heartbeat on it, man. And I share it. Yeah.
You've had, we were talking about 37 years ago, the Vin Scully call on the home run for Kirk Gibson against the A's, and such a masterful call. You were front row to some of the greatest moments and biggest moments in the history of the sport. When you're a broadcaster in a moment like that, and the light turns off and it's no longer red, did you take a beat and just go, whoa, what did I just see?
Yeah, I've had multiple occasions where that's been the case. And it's a blessing and privilege to be in those moments and to have a chance to experience them and be part of them, even as a fan. Well, when the Cleveland Cavaliers came from 3-1 down to beat Golden State in 2016, my dad and he was in Cleveland, I was in Columbus. We had watched the game. He thought they had no chance. I was extremely confident that the LeBron James Cavaliers were going to do something that no other team had done just to add to his level of significance and greatness in the game. and it unfolded that way in dramatic fashion. And my dad and I couldn't speak. We were on the phone, but we couldn't speak. I mean, he was a longtime Cleveland police officer, worked Cleveland Browns games, him and my late uncle. And we're diehard Cleveland fans. And to see that happen was one of the great – and it was really one of the last times he and I shared something that special because he died not long after that in July. So I have that as a treasured memory of he and I being so proud and happy and thankful that we couldn't speak for like a minute. We were just breathing on the phone before we broke the silence with, "This is amazing, can't believe it, it's awesome," that kind of thing. Sports does that. Sports can do that for us.
There's a currency to it that you just can't put a dollar sign on, isn't it? I mean, that's priceless.
Doubt. Well said.
Clark, you're part of it. What pride, you mentioned LeBron, and obviously, I mean, he's still going. He's into his 40s. What pride do you take in what this state has produced on the basketball court through all of these years, decade after decade? This Darren Peterson kid who's a freshman at Kansas.
I'm looking forward to seeing him do his thing. Yeah, he is. Yeah. He's special. He certainly is. Yeah, I mean, you take great pride in anything that's connected to your history and your journey, particularly as it relates to the kind of athletes and people that the state has produced. And you can even go from the high school I attended, Villa Angela St. Joe's in Cleveland, and on to Ohio State. Obviously, tremendous history of successful athletes and people. And being part of that fabric, being a branch on that tree is something that you're proud of for yourself, but you're also proud to be part of those other folks who represent excellence and achievement and goodness through sport and through their lives. So yeah, it's special. And it's unique. The sports fraternity is it's fairly universal, and it's pretty unique too, right? Mm-hmm. When you've whatever level you've played at, there's something about being engaged in sports that connects you to other people that participate in sports, and that's kind of a special universal thing.
The first time I saw the Peterson kid play, it just was different, and you get a little buzz, and you're like, "Oh, that's different." Do you still get that?
Oh yeah. A
youngster.
Yeah, it never gets old, man. It never gets old. And sports is it's predictable, but it's unpredictable. That's part of what's compelling when you sit down to watch a game or listen to a game. You don't quite know what's going to happen, and many times you might see something that you've rarely seen. And that's the beauty of sports, the unpredictability of it, the excitement of it, the drama of it, and the special moments that competition, high-stakes competition, can produce. And that's at every level, whether it's middle school, high school, college, or the pro ranks.
Clark, I remember seeing you a lot when Thad was making those runs, the Elite Eight, Final Four, and you and Jim would a lot of times have those calls, and we'd see at the various places. And I remember the pride that it was, and you're obviously consummate professional, so it never came through on the broadcast. But I know the pride that you had for it. What in your mind's eye should Ohio State basketball be? What should it be capable of?
Yeah, I think they should be. This program should be one that's competing for conference and national championships on a fairly regular basis. I mean, the competitive landscape is significant, but Ohio State has the resources and the ability to be in the mix for Big Ten championships. And if you position yourself there, then obviously national championship contention is right there. I don't know how often, but there's a level of excellence in competing for and winning championships on a reasonably consistent basis, competing for them regularly and then occasionally hitting the holy grail of being able to win them. It's hard to do so, but I think this program has we saw it. We've seen it. It's been a little bit since we've enjoyed that kind of competitive excellence, but I think we're on the horizon of moving in that direction again.
Feels like it's headed that way with Jake. He's building it the right way for sure. It is Holiday Hoopla High School Basketball Festival. It's at the Greater Columbus Convention Center. It's December 20th through the 22nd. Buddy, I'm looking at this list. It's basically a who's who.
Yeah.
It's like an AAU. For those of you like me, you got kids in AAU. You got 6 courts going all at the same time. Can you imagine, as a high school kid, Clark, you participating in something like this?
I can't, because that wasn't the landscape I grew up in, but there was always competition, and there was always excitement around that competition, particularly once I got to high school. But just the joy of being able, for a hoop junkie, I mean, you can helicopter in and out. You can actually loiter all day if you want to. I think it's going to be an exciting couple of days. And I'm looking forward to it because I've got a chance to actually be there, with games being Saturday through Monday. And I think I think we've got the triple header on CBS on the 20th. So most likely I'll be in the studio, but I'll be back home that night or either sometime Sunday, and look forward to taking in some of the action either Sunday or Monday.
Every time I talk to you, I try to put myself in the mind space of like 12-year-old me, because you were the voice. You're like the basketball voice of God for me, buddy, growing up. For a lot of us, the final March Madness was my favorite thing, and the Final Four with you. It's just so synonymous. We're so lucky to have you. You're a gentleman. You're one of the greatest guys you're ever going to meet, and it's just always a privilege to talk to you. Thank you for your time, sir.
Yeah, appreciate it, Bo. Always good to visit with you, man. Keep up the great work, and basketball season at the college level is upon us.
It certainly is. The great Clark Kellogg. Thanks, buddy.
All right, Bo. Take care.
That's as good as it gets. That's basketball royalty right there. The great Clark Kellogg. Very lucky to have that guy as an ambassador in this town, for his university, for the sport. It's as good as it gets. 2 minutes from now, Ryan Day on moving on to Wisconsin. That's coming up next. Bishop